welcome back to our video. In this video, let's talk about data types and variables. So let's close this one. So in programming, there is what we call data types as well as variables. Okay, so variables, let's write them in the comments. Variables hold the data for operation. So they are like the storage, temporary storage of data. And whatever data we're going to manipulate or operate within our program, it is the variables that are going to hold that data. Alright? And in order for the variables to know what types of data they're going to hold, we need these so-called data types. Alright? Data types determine what types or type of data a variable can hold. Alright, so in programming in C language, so by the way, if you notice, I wrote my notes here using single line comment. So if I wanted to, I can also use multi-line comments for the notes. Okay, so for the sake of learning, let's use multi-line comments, and let's just erase later on when we start our coding. So in C language, there are different data types. So C languages, data types. Alright? So there is what we call an integer, there is also a character, there is what we call a long, a short, and we also have so-called a string. Alright? But in C language, we use series of characters for the string data, and also we have void according to the list. Right? So how to declare a variable? So let's erase these things here, comments, just to have a very clean code. So let's try to create an integer variable. Let's say, for example, we're going to operate a variable that stores the data number 1. Alright? So since we are going to use operate a number, then we're going to declare the variable as integer. So for the first example, the first data type we're going to learn in this video is integer. So after the data type, we need to give the identifier of our variable. So in short, we need to create our variable. So for our variable, let's just name it like my number, something like that. And after that one, we need to use the equal sign operator, indicating that we assign the data, which is the actual data, to this variable. So here, that's what you can see in the line number 7. This completes our declaration and assignment of our data number 10 to the variable my number. The my number word is the identifier of this variable. Alright? And this symbol here, equal signs, it indicates as the assignment operator, indicating that this data here, number 10, is for this variable. And also, this int here indicates the data type, which represents the integer, indicating that this variable can only hold numbers. And by the way, don't forget to always end your statement with a semicolon. Alright? So, if we want to display the data being held by this variable, we just need to pass the name of this variable, or let's just say the identifier of this variable, into our main function. So we already know that main function displays the output of whatever is inside here. Alright, so to do it with variables, to be specific with this one, which holds integer data, we just need to pass the name as a second parameter here inside our main function. So how to do it? We will do it this way. So let me just change this one, the data, string data here. Don't forget with the double quotes here. So let's just say the data of the variable, alright, is, okay, so since we are dealing with integer variable, therefore we need to use placeholder. So there are many placeholders, but for this time, let's put %d. %d is an example of a placeholder. So let's just put it as a comment. %d is a placeholder. Alright, so that means this area here, this will change. So whenever the compiler reads this part, here, the data of the variable is, the compiler is not going to display %d, but rather the variable's data after the the data coming from the variable being called in this here as the second parameter. So let me just write it completely here to avoid confusion. So since I want this my number to be displayed as an output in my console, alright, together with this string, the data of the variable is %d. Therefore, I just need to call its identifier as part of the parameter for printf function. Alright, so if in any case the data changes 5, for example, so this output here will also change. Alright, so to see it, let's click build and run. So there you have it. So the data of the variable is 10. Okay, so if in any case we want to change the data here, the output that we get will also change. Right, so previously we got the variable is 10, so this time we will get the data of the variable is 5, because the main reason is, you already know, as what you can see, the data being held by this variable has changed. Alright, so another example, we can create a character and we can name it my character, something like that, or simply my char or my character. So as for character data, so character, it means any character belonging to the so-called ASCII table. So belonging ASCII table. So anything, any of the symbols belonging to ASCII table. So we can use them as part of our variable. So our letters, our special characters in the keyboard, we can use them as part of the as an actual data to be stored inside this variable. So how to do it? So unlike the integer wherein you just need to type the actual data, let's say for example our actual symbol is the capital letter A. So unlike these numbers here for the integer, for character we need to add single quotes. We need to enclose our actual data with a single quote, and then also we need to end still with a semicolon. Alright, and then we just need to create another printf function here, because I want to display the character is, there you go. So aside from %d, we also have %c placeholder, indicating that this placeholder, this series of string here, is going to display a character coming from a variable. Okay, and the variable we want to call is this my char here. So we just need to add my char as part of the syntax, as part of the parameters needed for the printf function. Right, and also there's something I would like you to see. So let's just click build and run. So if you notice, we get the output, the data of the variable is 5. However, it is concatenated with the next printf, which has the output, the character is A. Alright, so in short, the two printf functions concatenated with each other. So that is because in printf, it will not return a new line after its execution. So that means whatever comes next after this one, they are going to concatenate. That means combined with, together right away. So to avoid this one, to fix this one, because the output here, this part of the output here, the character is A, I want it to be on the next line, then all I need to do is to use this, what we call escape sequence. So escape sequences are the combinations of syntax or tokens, tokens or symbols that do specific functions. So what I have written here is what we call a new line escape sequence, \n. So we are usually to write them within our string to indicate that after this string, after this output here, it will produce a new line, so that this output coming from this printf will be written in the new line, and they are not going to combine or concatenate with each other. Alright, so let's see it. Okay, so there you have it. So as what you can see, we have here the data of the variable is 5, the character is A. So I believe I have explained so far. So to make the video short, let's just proceed our next lesson to the next video tutorial. Have a nice day.